short throw shifter on a 6-speed STI. So you want to start with removing the shifter boot with the plastic wedge. You pull it out of place, and then there's one Phillips head screw right in front of it, and take that out. After that, there's two inside the armrest cubby, and then you use your plastic pry to remove the boot. Now you remove the shift knob by twisting it. It's screwed on, and then you put your plastic wedge and start pulling out on the trim. It lifts up and back. Once you get it out, you pull it out, and there's an electric connector. Disconnect the electric connector by pushing down the tab and pulling out. Now there is a rubber boot. It's also sound deadening, and there's two plastic clips that hold it in place, and you could use a flathead screwdriver to pull it out. You remove them one by one, and then you pull out the insulation boot. Now you cut the zip tie that's on there from the factory. We'll replace that later on. And now you take this punch, you take a small punch and hit out this pin that's holding the cable in place, the reverse lever cable, and you tap it and knock it with the hammer. I like to grab the pin with a needle nose plier or any plier, just pull it out of the way. Then you just simply remove that knob out of the way. It has a spring inside, and then there is a 12mm nut and 12mm bolt that you're going to have to loosen that hold the shifter in place. After you're done with that, there is a C-clip that you need a C-clip wrench to be able to get to it, squeeze it and pull out. For this part, all you need to do is swap over the plastic bushing to the new one, and there are 3 Phillips screws that hold the reverse knob stopper. And you put that onto the new one as well. Put the 3 screws back in and put the rubber bushing underneath. Don't forget to grease up the O-rings around the bushing, so when you install it, it won't get pinched or anything will happen to it on your way putting it back in the hole. For the next part, you're going to need a pick or a nail or anything small and sharp. There's going to be underneath the shifter next to the transmission. There's going to be a little lever that swings up and down with the reverse handle. So you need to swing that into the correct neutral place. You have to go against the spring that holds it in, and you'll see a hole inside of the transmission body that you put the pick or the nail in and hold both pieces together. Okay, now you have to find inside the shaft, there's a cable that has a pinhole in it, that the pin goes through 3 of these items: the shift knob, the reverse puller, and the cable that's inside. And you use this pin to keep it in place. So I like to use a pick to catch all 3, and then put the pin all the way at the tip of the pin on the other side, and then knock it in with the hammer. But at the same time, you need to hold it on the other side so it doesn't jump out on you. And once you get it fully through, or at least halfway through, then you can move the pin and just gently tap it into place, and you'll be fine. Now you take a zip tie and zip tie the cable nice and tight into the shaft. I like to cut the ends off of them. Zip tie ends bother me. And then it's in reverse. You put the boot back on, the inner boot on, and the 2 clips that fit onto it. Make sure the insulation is nice and tight. Yep, there's 1 clip on the bottom, 1 clip on the top. Then you can plug in your electric and put in your trims the same way that you took it out. Everything gets clipped back with a nice firm push. Screw on your shift knob. Put it nice and tight. Keep turning. Then you put your rear trim back on. Clip everything into place. Don't forget the 3 screws that we took off to put it back in. 2 in the cubby. There's 1. There's the other. And if you forget about these, one of your passengers in the back is going to kick it. It's going to go flying if you shift hard. And it'll make for a good time. And then there's 1 right next to the shift knob. And put the shifter boot back on. Nice and easy. Like nothing ever happened. And now you can get ready to shift like a monster. So if you like the content in this video, please like and subscribe. And if you don't, please like and subscribe and leave a comment, because I live off that shit. And just remember, if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping.